Dealing with low back pain while you're benching sucks, and it's a huge deal with a lot of people. Whether you are a beginner or advanced, you've experienced it or you may experience it, or if you are currently right now dealing with chronic low back pain, you're trying to get an exercise and bench pressing is just killing you. I want to talk about this today and give you 4 ways that you can change the way you bench press to bring relief and get back to exercise. Before we jump in, make sure you go over to the website here below and grab the free video that I created for you on core training. A lot of people get terrible information when it comes to low back pain and core training. I put a video together that just throws all the crap out. It gives you all the information you need to know when it comes to beating back pain and what you don't need to know and all the junk that you've probably been told. We're gonna wipe it clean, teach the things that you can actually use right now to get relief and start training your core and training in general for low back pain to actually see results. Check it out, link below, cards above. Let's jump in. All right, so when it comes to bench pressing and dealing with low back pain, especially when you have a barbell type of situations, there's a few things you can do, that I still do today, and that I always instruct people to do if they are currently trying to exercise, trying to do barbell bench pressing, and even dumbbell bench pressing while trying to navigate low back pain at the same time. Here is tip number 1. All right, so the first setup that I try to use with someone who is just starting out with bench pressing, they've got some sensitivity in their low back, is to keep things very simple. I'll bring their feet up onto the actual bench. I know despite bro science, popular, meathead trainers in the gym, this isn't safe, you lose all your power, you're not gonna be strong. If you're just starting out, you're trying to navigate low back pain, this is perfectly okay. As long as you are safe and you respect what happens when you lift weight off and you're moving weight, if you can respect that as a normal person, you'll be okay. So what I'll have you do is I'll bring your foot or your feet off of the floor and onto the bench. What this does is allow you to control the pelvic position better, right? Because we want to have a neutral to you, whatever that is for you, and whatever is a pain-free position for you, we want to lock that in so that we can come here, lift the bar, and now we're going to work on coming down and pressing. This keeps the low back out of extension, gives you more control, feet are up. No, you're not gonna be maxing out on bench press. So if you're going for a 505 bench press, I wouldn't suggest doing it like this, but if you're starting out, you have some sensitivity, have fun with this, don't be afraid to do it. All right, so the second strategy that I'm gonna show you is with plates. Now you can do this with blocks, you can do it with random things you find on the gym. The goal of it is to bring your feet off the ground. You're trying to elevate yourself. What you'll see here, I've got some plates stacked up. What I'll do is I'll grab a bunch of these. You can stack 245s on both sides. I've got little 10-pound bumper plates, and these work really good because they're light, easy to throw around. But you can also buy some yoga blocks and just set the yoga blocks up, get 2 of them, and you'll have some space. So what happens is when you are benching flat like this, my feet are flat on the ground, depending on how high off your bench is, it's gonna put you into this weird extension in your low back. So what happens is if people who are super tight here in this area here, are trying to get into position, they're trying to press and bench and focus on their chest in the exercise, they tend to put too much stress on the low back in this position. So for those people who are in that situation, who can't find a good, comfortable position when benching with their feet flat on the ground, this is where these plates come in. Check out what happens. So when I get ready and I get set, now my feet are up and I can already feel less tension in that low back because I'm not smashing those facet joints into extension. So you can bring your feet up as high as you want if you want to have it here. If this is a good, comfortable position for you to bench, as long as you're able to press into those plates and put some power into that bar, you're in good shape. Each person's gonna have a different height that fits them best. So find a height that works for you, get set up, and just remember how high off the ground you are. Now that my feet are up, I can come down, press, and now I can put a little bit more force into those plates, right? So if you are a little bit more of a power lifter, you're trying to put heavier weight, now you have something to press into while you're pressing without compromising the position of that lower back. So the third one is your thoracic spine. Oftentimes when you're in a benching position, you focus a lot on that lower back because you're trying to get super tight, super stiff, and in a position where you can bring that bar path down in a comfortable way, as well as not having to go as deep. That's the name of the game when it comes to big benches. Now for you, what I would suggest you do is if you have to have your feet up on plates, you can do that. The difference between low back positions or low back extension when it comes to benching and thoracic extension isn't much, right? So I'm not gonna be able to show you the differences too much with what that looks like, but it's more of a mental thing, what you're thinking about, where you're focusing your energy. So oftentimes when you get into a bench, shoulder blades are backing down and you extend in the lower back. The focus is trying to slam your pelvis forward and get that super extension. What I want you to focus on is thinking more of thoracic extension. So you're trying to keep your low back in a neutral place. It's gonna have some extension, but the focus isn't gonna be in how much can I get here, but how much can I get at the base of my ribs and in that thoracic position. So what I'll do, I'll get set, and instead of slamming into my lower back, I'm going to focus heavy on my chest coming out, my ribs here coming out, and trying to let my low back, focusing all my attention on my thoracic spine, getting thoracic extension as much as you can, and then I'm gonna come down and do my benching. So the force as far as my energy goes in trying to find extension is not in my low back. Now, point number 4 is same position, but now you've got the thoracic spine position good. Awesome. Now we're gonna look at the glutes. The 4th most important thing are your glutes. This time, I'm gonna squeeze my glutes, right? So here, they're relaxed, boom, now they're squeezed. Relaxed, boom, now they're squeezed. What this does is it allows me to stabilize my pelvis, allows me to create a force point there and not just for my low back. So as I'm coming down, I've got that thoracic extension a priority. I got my glute activation a priority as well. And I'm trying to focus on keeping my low back out of the equation. Keep things simple, break it down, focus on that thoracic position, get the glutes engaged. For you advanced lifters, if you're just starting out, you're a beginner, you're in lots of pain, bring your feet up on the bench or bring plates into the equation to help you with that extension or getting out of extension while benching. Thanks for much for watching, guys. If you have another question when it comes to doing a specific exercise with back pain, leave a comment below. Let me know what you want to see. I'm happy to make it for you. Let me know if any of these 4 strategies helped you in your own specific training. As always, make sure you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, pick up that free core training mistake video at the link here, and I will see you on the next episode.